Welcome to the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum. This is going to be an exciting journey looking at the vehicles and things of the past that built Route 66. As you see behind me, we start with what would have been a typical way to travel. They used an old Ford, they strapped their things to it. In the back, there's even some bedding laid out. They didn't have RVs, they didn't have trucks. This is what they used. Join me as we tour the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum. Notice we've got luggage on top, we've got things stowed on the side, we even have a spare tire that looks like it's pretty worn and done. Inside this car we've got two front seats, we've got the back seat, and we've got it laid out to camp inside the car as we travel. Even on the back they strapped a milk jug and yet another spare tire. These glass top fuel pumps baffled me for years as to how they worked. Well, now I finally know. We see on the side of the gas pump, you would pump gas up into the glass. On the glass, you see there's 0, 1 through 10. Now, they could fill it all the way up. They can put the nozzle in your car, and then the gas would work its way down the glass. And then they would know how many gallons they put in your car. It's a pretty simple device using a manual pump to put the gas up into the top, and then it is gravity feed from there down the hose and into your car. Here we have a 1932 International cargo truck. This one is branded as a Leeway motor freight truck, which was one of the popular freight lines that you'd see along Route 66 in the 40s. Now there is some confusion here. You may be able to fill in some details. I believe this one is a 1932. It is in the 1940s section of this museum, and I believe that's because during the 40s this was a very popular truck to see along the roadway. There is a manufacturing plate on it that does not state the year it was manufactured. Here wedged in a corner we have a Ford Custom. It is beautifully restored, including the interior is gorgeous. Look at that interior. It's a nice soft velour interior. It's got the chrome horn ring on the steering wheel and the chromed out dashboard. Check out this 1961 VW camper bus. The 60s were quite the time as hippies traveled around and people discovered these would make great traveling vehicles. You could camp in them, you could travel in them. Why, they were quite the spectacle of the day. And they still are the spectacle when you see them. Let's take a closer look. This one has that couch-like bench seat in the way back, empty space in the middle where there could have been a table or just room to hang out, and two seats in the front. Maybe the VW camper wasn't your style. Maybe you entered the era of the station wagon and you traveled in the station wagon. I remember my family in the 80s and early 90s having a station wagon, and we traveled around in our station wagon. I'm not sure if we always strapped the luggage to the roof. Probably did. I even remember luggage just like this blue luggage strapped to the roof of this one. This one has some bedding laid out in the back where the kids would lay down in the back and take a nap while the parents drove. And we did the same thing. Safety was very different back in the era of the station wagon. Here we have a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. Here we've got a 1948 Dodge fuel delivery truck. Well, that wraps up our tour today of the Route 66 Museum in Oklahoma. Now, this museum was a little bit smaller than some of the others, and it was $7 to enter. There wasn't a whole lot here. This one may be one to skip. It's a little out of the way. The artifacts were really cool, but it was a little bit small, especially for the price that was paid to enter. Do me a favor, leave me a comment down below whether or not you think this museum was worth it and where you'd like to see me go next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on our next adventure.